just give me like little.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Good evening and welcome to the first regular meeting of August of 2025. Superintendent Schneiders had 4 days prior to today provided each of the board members a packet of information in reference to the item on tonight's agenda. This packet is for our review and to have questions or concerns addressed. At this time, I would like to call this meeting to order with a moment of silence. Our vision is to provide inviting and challenging learning opportunities for everyone. And the first item on the agenda is a roll call. And Dave Waniger.
Present.
Wayne Brinkman.
Present.
Jennifer Rich.
Present.
Chris Flohr.
Present.
Jennifer Aldridge.
Present.
Brittany Giles.
Present.
Everyone is present this evening. Next item is approval of minutes of our previous meeting.
I'll move to approve. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next item on the agenda is treasurer's report.
Okay, just a couple items I wanted to share. I've included the report in your folder. As we've talked about previously, preschool balances, we've changed how that's going to be reported. Jerry also basically printed out the spreadsheet for the month just to give you an idea of income, expenditures, and then kind of what our end of the month cash balance is for preschool. Also, I wanted to mention, and if you would look at your fund report, please. Fund 0610. 0610. If you look at the month to date there, this is kind of a new thing that Jerry, this is a state board of accounts change for us in terms of our procedures. So essentially, if you have maturing investments, as those mature, you used to just roll them over. Now you have to physically house them in an account, and then that money then goes right back out if you decide to reinvest. So that amount you see there for Fund 0610 is as you'll see, revenue and expenditures are both the same, but it's housed briefly and then it goes back out. That's just where it's received at. So just wanted to bring that to your attention because you were wondering about that. Any questions on the treasurer's report? I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is consideration of claims.
Claims for this docket are totaling $1,291,042.37. There is one claim, Mr. Warner, that you need to abstain from, 107-701. Otherwise, I recommend you approve the claims as submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on the agenda is personnel consideration. We have no leaves tonight, resignations.
We do have 2 resignations at Nancy Hanks. We have instructional assistant Rachel Byer resigning her position. We also have, this is an addition that I received on Friday afternoon, we have middle school assistant wrestling coach Ryan Fuchs. He submits his resignation. I recommend you approve those requests.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is appointments.
Okay, under appointments, we have the following. At the elementary level, we have a preschool teacher that is needed at Nancy Hanks and David Turnham at the BCC location. Recommend that Heather Lutz be assigned to that position. Also at David Turnham, we have an instructional assistant vacancy. Ms. Hendrickson has recommended that Crystal Dieter be assigned to that position. At Nancy Hanks, we have an opening for an instructional assistant. Mrs. Schmidt recommends that Jen Kinnear be assigned to that position. At the middle school, instructional assistant opening, and Mrs. DeVillies recommends that Garrett Brown be assigned to that position. At the middle school, we have a 7th grade volleyball coach opening that Mr. Engelbrecht and Mrs. DeVillies recommend be split between 2 individuals, Jenna Halder and Casey Guthrie. So technically, they will be co-coaches for the 7th grade volleyball team. Lastly, at the high school, the boys track and field head coach position, Mrs. DeVillies and Mrs. Kress recommend that Matt Aitchen be assigned to that position. That is all the appointments we have. I recommend you approve those requests.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. There is no other, so patron comments? No patron comments, we'll move to old business.
Old business, I request that we move $883,333 from our education to our operations fund. Recommend you approve that request.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item is just another project update. I feel you guys have heard a lot of these projects and kind of a place where they're either wrapping up or they're going to be delayed, obviously. So basically we have the high school 200 hallway. Everything is completely done. That is ready to go. Teen Wellness Clinic. There's a few punch list items, but otherwise the Teen Wellness Clinic is ready to be used. We're good to go there. In the middle school, there's again punch list items, but generally speaking, the middle school is ready to go. However, the playgrounds are not ready to go. Sadly, unfortunately, the weather played a part in that. We couldn't get it ready to go for the first day of school. I hate that. We are still focused on Christmas and getting that ready to go as soon as possible. There's a final walkthrough this Thursday, on August 14th. Walkthrough, we'll go over items. They're going to use that Friday then to finish up, and Monday, August 18th, they're saying the playground at Christie will be ready to go. Lincoln Trail and Nancy Hanks are different. They are delayed, but they're going to be delayed by several weeks. Optimistically, we're looking at Labor Day. Labor Day is when we're hoping that those playgrounds are done. So obviously, weather's going to play a part in that, but Labor Day is the day we've been getting. So I just want to give you an update on those projects. I also shared with you in your folder, there's a paper there that just kind of indicates where we're at with the projects and what funds we have left or what expenses we're still going to have left. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what's yet to be spent for those projects.
Next item is new business.
New business. So let me get into my superintendent goals here. So I have a lot of goals this year. Some made the list and some are in my head. So maybe they'll make it to a list someday, but right now, these are what I'd really like to be focused on. Obviously, the high school renovation is kind of our last standing big renovation that needs to happen in terms of completing. We have the math and special, the math area, which is the northeast corner of the building. We have a special education room. We have the science department, and then we have all the corridors and the cafeteria, and that will pretty much wrap up what we're looking to do at the high school. So we'll have to make some decisions, obviously, on that timeline, but certainly in 1 to 2 years, we hope to have that finished. The mentor-mentee program, I've talked to you guys a little bit about. I've talked to Ms. Eckley about it a little bit as well, and some of our teachers. I think this has a lot of potential. Putting aside some of the uncertainty with some of the things going on at the state level, I think the mentor-mentee program has a lot to offer our new teachers, and I think it has a lot to offer our mentor teachers in terms of being leaders within the building. The master planning document is another area, and I've shared with you just something I shared by email today, and I also printed out a paper copy for you. Kind of ties in with that high school renovation project, but there's other things that go on as well. Parking lots, other smaller projects, just for us, me and the board to work together to try to have basically a 2 to 3 year plan of what we want to get accomplished, what we want to prioritize, and then obviously connecting the funds to those desires. Communication is obviously something I want to do my best with and work on. Done that, hopefully I've done that through Friday notes. Board meetings, trying to bring topics to board meetings that give you information maybe that you did not have. I've already booked our first board meeting presentation on August 25th. The topic itself is tobacco cessation with Kim Lincoln, who suggests K, but I think you'll be interested to know they do quite a bit more than just that. They're very involved in other areas, and I think besides what they're doing to help our kids, you'll find it very interesting to see all the different areas they're helping with. So we look forward to that. And I also have Amy Temple and Kate Strange coming in to talk basically their positions as social workers and what they do and some of the things they have planned for this coming school year. I have it listed on the 22nd. That may flux a little bit, but that'll be sooner than later. Jen and I have talked about academic goals quite a bit, and you see it listed there. And I do want to talk just a little bit about DIBELS. So DIBELS is something we use with primary age children. Basically, just like most of the assessments and tools we use, there's a criterion for what means proper growth, adequate performance, what have you. So my goal for DIBELS is to have a school-wide goal that I've determined with the principal. Obviously, all schools, all students start at different places, so growth is important. We want that growth. We also want to look at that performance and what we achieve. But I plan on doing a school-by-school goal there. It just makes sense to me in terms of being able to talk specifically with the administrator about those things. iLearn, so I know you've heard of iLearn. So iLearn's changing. You guys know this, right? So it's now they have these iLearn checkpoints. So they are done 3 times a year, and then you do the summative test at the end. So that test is still the same, but there's now a beginning, middle, end of year assessment that is done that gives teachers feedback, data on how kids are performing, where we're not meeting standards, where we're not doing our best with that. So that's going to be a goal. That'll be a work in progress because we haven't done that before. So I'll share with you as I go what that looks like. And then reading comprehension is obviously very important to what we do here. So basically what I've shared with you, school by school, is kind of where they've fallen in the past. Each school has a school-wide literacy goal. And as I said, you can kind of see where 24, 25 where the schools fell. I know what goes into those goals and having those conversations with principals, but my goal will be based on their goal. And then we've talked also about just the superintendent rubric itself, what that looks like, that tool itself, which I'm learning myself, but kind of creating a working document of a self-assessment that I do that lists and indicates kind of where I feel I'm at. You guys ultimately can decide where you feel I'm at. But that self-assessment is something that I'm going to do right before you at some point this school year. So those are my goals for 25-26. Any questions?
I think you also had some of the previous superintendent goals with the community outreach. You've done some of that already recently. You kept us up to date on Friday notes. So I think that's great that you continue to do that too. So, thank you.
Let's just do, sure. Yes, I do need approval, or motion to approve his.
I'll make a motion to approve the superintendent goals as stated. A second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. I'm sorry. Next item on the agenda is request field trips.
So it's field
Do
trip
we have
time.
field trips?
Field trip time, FFA is already planning some events, so basically this is the crowd scouting competition, so there's 3 different things listed there. There's practice, that's already happened. On August 8th, 9th, there's competition, this upcoming, it's actually on the 14th, but they're meeting after school on the 13th. And then there is a crop scouting competition, that is the next level, assuming they make it that far, that will be in Iowa. So I request that you approve that field trip.
Make a motion to approve.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is professional leaves. There is none at this present time. How about use of facilities?
We have 2 facility requests. One is from, for the use of Christie Elementary by a Cornerstone Church. They're requesting the use of the library for the Good News Club meetings after school on Tuesdays from September 23rd through October 28th. And then in future 6 spring days, which they have not scheduled yet. The other request, the Dale Boy Scouts troop requests use of the outdoor lab for their open house on Saturday, August 23rd from 4 to 9 p.m. I recommend you approve those facility requests.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next item is superintendent's report.
In your folder, I shared the final summer feed numbers with you. I shared the June numbers. Now I have the total. So for July, I kind of told you to typically slow it down a little bit in July, and that did end up being true. A total of 12,788 meals were given out this summer. Thank you very much for all the folks who had a hand in making that happen. And obviously, it's a great service to our community, so we're very fortunate that we're able to do that. I also wanted to share, Mrs. Jacek and I were talking the other day about all the things that happened this summer in terms of curriculum and professional development. A lot of these things that I'm going to say are things that basically teachers asked to do. So this isn't June Jacek saying, hey, whatever group of teachers come to me. This is a group of teachers who say, we'd like to come back in the summer, we'd like to work on a certain topic. So I'm going to quickly read these off just so you have an idea. Middle school language arts curriculum meeting. Of course, I read summer school, middle school math curriculum, grade 5 curriculum, kindergarten curriculum, grade 6 curriculum, grade 1 curriculum. We had our admin retreat. There was a Smeckens conference at French Lick that we had 12 teachers attend. Grade 3 curriculum, grade 2 curriculum, grade 4 curriculum. We had special ed staff trained on zones of regulation. We had our summer summit with Matt Miller on July 31st. We had 130 teachers attend. August 1st, we had grade 12 language arts curriculum meeting. And on August 5th, we had a new teacher and teaching assistant training day. So we had a lot of things we did over the summer. Use a variety of title money. You know, we've been talking about title funds and how those are used. So a lot of that comes out in these things right here in terms of being able to support teachers coming in during the summer to do these things. And lastly, based on Mr. Wilkerson's phone calls, getting bus routes situated, I believe school starts tomorrow. So we're very excited about the first day of school. I want to thank everybody who's had a hand in getting ready, whether it's back to school shopping or teachers getting classrooms ready, or new facilities transportation guy, working on the bus routes. We're all working towards the same thing. School's starting tomorrow. We're very excited for it. So looking forward to a very great school year.
Okay. There is no other, so I guess I will ask for adjournment of the meeting, so we can go into executive session.
Adjourn. I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.
Bye.